All right, listen up, parents. One mother is declaring a war on teacher tenure. In 2008, Melissa Barton's autistic son, Alex, was voted out of his kindergarten class survivor style. His teacher asked the class what they didn't like about Alex before having them vote him out of the room. That teacher was suspended but is now back in the classroom. Melissa Barton is live with us from West Palm Beach. She's Alex's mom. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. So your goal is to eliminate teacher tenure in your state of Florida this year. How do you plan to do that?
Well, yesterday I visited Tallahassee, our state capital, and I spoke before a Senate committee on teacher quality here in Florida. I explained to them why I believe tenure should be eliminated, starting with the fact that this teacher and many others was allowed back into the classroom after violating my son's civil rights, abusing him, discriminating against him, and in 2009 turned around and did the same thing to another child, discriminated against this child, and the Office for Civil Rights came down and said, you know, what she did was inappropriate to the second child, and yet she's still a teacher. Tenure is absolutely the problem here. And that was what I expressed yesterday.
I mean, what other teachers would probably say is that clearly she is a bad apple or she is just one anomaly and there are so many great teachers. Your son Alex is autistic. How would eliminating tenure help his situation or even his education going forward?
Well, Alex is currently in a private school due to the McKay Scholarship, which we are so blessed to have here in the state of Florida. And, you know, his teachers in his private school do not have tenure. They do not have the backing of the union, yet they are so dedicated to my son. He has remained on the honor roll since entering this new private school, and he does very well in that school and in the setting that they have provided for him out of passion. Wendy Portillo is not the only teacher in the state of Florida who has abused children, violated their rights, and yet remain in the classroom. There are many. And there are many parents who, unfortunately, they don't have the time to dedicate to this issue that I do, but have definitely gone through as much as my family has and have seen their children physically assaulted in many different ways, and yet the teachers remain in the classroom due to tenure and due to the support of the unions.
So you went to this workshop held yesterday by the Florida Senate Committee. What did you hear? Were they receptive to your plan to eliminate tenure?
I think that the committee was rather receptive. Unfortunately, though, for throughout 3 hours, I sat and listened to teachers and union members complain that special needs children are not really capable of learning. I heard more yesterday about what children with Asperger's syndrome in particular and special needs can't do than what they can do. And this is just a completely unfortunate opinion and attitude that we need to change. And, you know, tenure is one step of this process. If you cannot discipline the teacher, if you cannot remove the teacher from the classroom, then you cannot have a quality system.
All right, Melissa Barton, thanks so much for coming in and updating us, and we'll obviously follow your story and see what happens with teacher tenure in Florida. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a